Modern life is making people metabolically sick. I see this constantly as a doctor in the emergency room. I see patients who come in their 30s and 40s with high blood pressure, prediabetes, fatty liver disease, anxiety, poor sleep, as well as abdominal weight gain in labs that look like they belong to someone much older. And most of the time, the main reason is the same. They sit all day, they eat ultra processed foods, and they sleep very little, 5 to 6 hours a day. Life is very stressful for them, and they continue the cycle on and on. Your body's not randomly failing you. What happens is that your environment is pushing your biology in the wrong direction. Humans were designed to move throughout the day, to eat mostly whole foods, to sleep with consistent circadian rhythm, recover from stress, and live with real social connections. But that's not what we're seeing. Modern life does the complete opposite. The problem number one is we barely move. When you sit for hours, your muscles are not contracting. And what happens is that over time is going to cause your muscles to become complacent. You're going to not be efficient when it comes to building muscle. You're going to not be able to store glucose appropriately. And you're not going to use glucose the way that it's intended. Less muscle activity actually means worse glucose control, higher insulin demand, and over time, a greater risk for insulin resistance. And I've seen that people coming in with diabetes, they didn't even know they had diabetes, but the one thing is consistent, they're overweight. And that is one reason that daily movement matters so much. Not just working out, but daily movement, making sure you're moving around at home, in your job, when you're with your kids, walking after meals, getting steps in, standing up every hour. Resistance training 2 to 3 times per week for at least 30 minutes is crucial. Number two is eating ultra processed foods. More than half of most calories in the American diet come from ultra processed foods, and that is terrible and is getting people sick. These foods are often low in fiber, low in protein, easy to overeat, and they're designed to be extremely rewarding to the brain. That combination really drives hunger, cravings, weight gain, poor glucose control, and overall inflammation. But the solution is not simple. The food nowadays is designed to be addicting. The important thing is you got to start by building meals around protein, fiber, and minimally processed foods. Foods such as meat, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentils, vegetables, fruits, oats, potatoes, nuts, seeds. That is what is going to keep you full and is going to keep you healthy. And number three is chronic stress. Your body can handle short bursts of stress, but what happens is that people are chronically stressed because of low amount of sleep, because of stress at work. They're constantly stuck in a low-grade fight or flight all day. And this chronic stress increases cortisol levels, worsens sleep, increases cravings, raises blood pressure, and makes fat loss a lot harder. That is why recovery is not a weakness. You need daily rest, walking without your phone, breathing exercises, sunlight, quiet time, actual rest, not rest with your phone, not laying down in bed with your phone, watching TV. Literally sitting down, meditating is helpful. Problem number four is sleep deprivation. Poor sleep is the driver of significant metabolic disease. We see this pattern. It worsens insulin sensitivity, increases hunger hormones, lowers satiety signals. You're not going to be as full as quickly as you normally should be. It increases cravings. It makes fat loss significantly harder. Sleep is when your body repairs tissue, regulates hormones, consolidates memory, and restores metabolic function. So if you're sleeping 5 or 6 hours of sleep and relying on caffeine to survive, your body is not being optimized. And that is the issue. A lot of times people are not sleeping appropriately. They think that sleeping less is a superpower. In reality, it's not. It's making them weaker. It is being overdrawn. You need to be aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep when possible daily. Keep your sleep and wake time consistent. Get morning sunlight, avoid caffeine late in the day, and keep the room dark and cool as much as possible. That's going to keep your sleeping habits regulated, and it's going to allow you to get into the REM sleep more consistently. Problem number five is isolation. Nowadays, we are humans that are not socially interacting with others. Social isolation has become more prevalent since COVID. It is strongly associated with worse physical and mental outcomes. And for parents, this matters because stress, burnout, and isolation often drive the exact behaviors that worsen metabolic health. More snacking, less movement, poor sleep, more alcohol, less recovery, and the list goes on and on. This is why people in the Mediterranean have significantly better health markers, because there is that social community, and that is the key when it comes to being healthy. So the answer is not another extreme diet. The answer is rebuilding the basic physiology that modern life has stripped away, making sure you move daily, making sure you get your protein in, making sure you do resistance training at least 3 times a week, making sure you eat mostly real food, increasing your fiber. Getting 35 grams of dietary fiber a day is key, not only in metabolic health, but also reducing the chances of getting cancer. Sleep consistently every day. no excuses. Reducing ultra processed foods, managing stress appropriately, and building real human connection, not on the phone, not on social media, but truly around you, within your neighbor, within social networks that you know about. Be connecting with others is extremely important. This is not an extreme routine. This is exactly what we should be doing to be optimized, to keep things simple. What is extreme is sitting 10 hours a day, sleeping 5 hours, eating mostly processed foods, living chronically stressed, and calling that normal. As a physician, I want people to understand this. Metabolic disease usually does not appear overnight. It takes years of repeated behavior, of continuously damaging your body by doing all these habits that are costing you years of your life, of your health. But the good news is your body can also improve through repeated signals. So do what I said. Walk after every meal, every night of better sleep, every high protein meal, every resistance training session is a signal that you're going to tell your body to rebuild its health, to move faster, to live longer, to be healthier, to be functional, and to be there for your loved ones when they need you the most. I'm here for you guys. I really want you to be healthy. Let me know if you have any questions and follow for more educational videos like this.